There is no going back. Archangel Michael warns that once you open this, your destiny moves forward permanently. My beloved child, tonight something inside your timeline is shifting. And once this shift begins, there is no returning to the old version of your life. You are standing at the doorway between who you used to be and who you were secretly chosen to become. Something bigger than anything you have ever touched emotionally is already forming around you. And the moment this message entered your path, destiny already started moving in your direction. This is not normal. This is not common. This is not accidental. This is not random. This is not coincidence. A force beyond the physical, beyond the visible, beyond every expectation you have ever held has decided that your life story now activates a new path. This is why you feel pressure inside your soul. This is why lately you feel restless. This is why you feel like you are moments away from something massive. Even if you cannot explain why, there is a reason why this message reached you in this exact hour of your journey. Archangel Michael has been watching the turning points forming in your atmosphere. And today, the threads began connecting. This is not common guidance anymore. This is a divine instruction being delivered directly to you because your next chapter is not just a chapter. It is a jump. It is a leap. It is a permanent elevation from the version of you that struggles silently into the version of you that finally rises. This moment is a turning code, a spiritual lock. Once this opens, your destiny moves forward in a way that cannot be reversed. Right now, heaven knows something about you that the world never saw correctly. Heaven knows what you survived silently. Heaven knows what you endured without support. Heaven knows the pain you swallowed and never expressed. Heaven knows the betrayal you carried alone. Heaven knows how many nights you broke down and still woke up the next day pretending you were fine because you had no one who understood you. And heaven also knows you were never supposed to remain where you were stuck. You were never meant to end up in that cycle of repeating pain. You were never meant to remain surrounded by people who never valued your heart. You were never meant to live in the shadow of what others did to you. You were never meant to remain small just because others were intimidated by your future potential. Here is a new timeline forming inside you now. Your destiny was delayed, but it was never denied. There is a silent declaration being made on your life tonight. This is the moment when divine alignment replaces emotional exhaustion. Your energy is being lifted into a dimension where people cannot manipulate your direction anymore. The people who underestimated you will not have access to your next stage. The people who mistreated you will not have the privilege to sit at your victory table. The people who silently wish you downfall will be forced to witness your upliftment from a distance because Archangel Michael knows your breakthrough is not a wish. It is already activated in the spirit. You were divinely selected for a journey that others were never supposed to understand. That is why they mocked you. That is why they doubted you. That is why they tried to make you question your own self-worth. Because destiny gives signs before elevation. But only the chosen soul can recognize the signal. Every painful chapter you lived was secretly building the spiritual authority inside you that will be required for this next level. Every delayed blessing was secretly setting up something bigger than what you asked for. Every blocked door was secretly redirecting you toward a divine door where you will not face rejection again. And today that divine door begins to open. The moment you open this message, the universe registered a shift. It is spiritual law. The chosen path activates at the moment of awareness, not at the moment of result. Right now, Every force that tried to sabotage your future is losing its control over your timeline. Every invisible cycle that was draining your confidence just weakened. Every unknown attack that was meant to distract you just collapsed. Every negative frequency that was trying to block your manifestation just broke. You are entering the timeline where your destiny accelerates forward. And this time, no human hand can interfere. There is a specific reason Archangel Michael sent this message with the words, "There is no going back." Because the next phase of your life cannot coexist with your old emotional patterns. You cannot elevate and still hold on to the same versions of people who never emotionally supported you. You cannot rise and still seek validation from those who never respected your value. You cannot step into divine breakthroughs while holding on to human disappointment energy. From this point forward, your soul is being guided into purpose, clarity, expansion, and alignment. The signs will begin appearing in subtle ways. First, you will begin feeling sudden calmness for no reason. You will begin receiving unexpected opportunities that align with your authentic path. You will begin sensing sudden energetic separation from people who secretly drain your spirit. This is not accidental separation. This is strategic divine separation. Your next stage is too sacred to be shared with every soul that once had access to you. This phase requires protected elevation. This phase requires intentional silence. This phase requires emotional discipline. This phase requires choosing yourself without apology. Your destiny is unlocking a version of you that even you have never fully experienced before. A version of you that is confident. A version of you that no longer begs for love. A version of you that no longer tolerates disrespect. A version of you that attracts miracles without chasing. A version of you that is finally walking in your true divine purpose. This is not motivation. This is activation. Your destiny turned forward the moment you open this. And there is absolutely no returning to the old timeline where you constantly felt blocked, abandoned, forgotten, unseen, ignored, or emotionally undervalued. This is your rise. This is your shift. This is your moment. You are now officially inside the timeline where everything you were destined for begins locating you instead of you chasing it. Please know that every seed you plant in this mission grows into a torch that shines in someone else's darkness. Whether by buying a coffee, making a donation, or becoming a member of our community, does not go to a channel. Your actions are supporting a divine mission to save lost souls. But more than your support, we want your presence. When you head to our community through the link in the description or Clear's Throat, the pinned comment, you aren't just visiting a site. You are entering a community of like-minded believers. This is a sanctuary where you can post your prayer requests, lift up the burdens of others, and engage in daily discussions with a family that speaks the language of faith. Whether you are joining one of our membership tiers for deeper study, sowing a seed of faith, or simply joining our daily morning prayers, you are helping us build a global altar of worship. Heaven moves through willing voices, but it grows through a community that stands together. Each gift you give acts as living water for those in our community seeking healing and hope. Give and it will be given to you is the promise that sustains our shared mission. I invite you now to step out of the shadows and into this circle of prayer. Come with purpose. Join the conversation and plant your seed in fertile ground. Let's open the heavens together. Release your seed today. Join our community and see what God brings back into your life. Watch next revelation, my beloved child. Listen to this part with the same seriousness that destiny is watching you with right now. Because this is where the shift becomes so real, so strong, so irreversible that your spirit will literally begin to feel weight lifting off your chest. This is where everything begins aligning into clarity. This is where the invisible becomes visible. This is where the hidden spiritual structures begin moving like silent machinery behind the scenes of your life. In this moment, Archangel Michael is releasing a signal into the universe on your behalf. And that signal is pulling your destiny from the future closer into the faster than your mind can calculate. From this point on, your path is no longer about what hurt you before. It is about what is about to reward you now. There is a powerful truth you were never told clearly enough. The reason your destiny felt blocked for so long was not because you were unworthy. It was because your soul was being protected from premature exposure. Blessings hit differently when you enter the right version of yourself at the right time. And this moment is that time. Your journey wasn't delayed out of punishment. It was delayed for alignment. Heaven waited until your inner strength reached a level where you would not sabotage the blessing out of emotional fear anymore. They needed to prepare you silently so when the blessing lands, you keep it permanently, not temporarily. And tonight marks that activation. You are entering the stage where your manifestations will stop being temporary experiences and will become permanent structures in your life. You are entering the stage where opportunities do not disappear from your hands like sand slipping between your fingers. You are entering the stage where the universe rewards your patience instead of testing your patience. You are entering the stage where your emotional frequency rises above the field of obstacles and into the field of divine orchestration. Archangel Michael is releasing a decree over your destiny right now. Your story is no longer written from wounds. Your new story is written from worth. This next phase is not a continuation of pain. This next phase is a correction. This next phase is a settlement of everything you deserved but never received. This next phase is the return of everything that was spiritually owed to you. This next phase is the healing of the parts of you that you forgot were even broken because you normalized functioning and emotional survival so deeply that you forgot what genuine peace felt like. You have no idea how much divine energy is surrounding you right now. There is a protection field forming around your emotional space. There is a sacred layer of clarity covering your intuition, clears throat, so you do not misread signs anymore. There is a separation happening between your spirit and anything that drains your frequency. There is a rearrangement happening where people will begin revealing their true roles in your story without you needing to question them. You will notice that some people will exit suddenly. You will notice that your tolerance for fake emotional behavior will collapse instantly. You will notice your spirit rejecting people you used to second-guess before. This is not you being dramatic. This is your higher self taking leadership of your direction. Your destiny is selecting who is allowed near your alignment. And this time you are no longer emotionally negotiating with energy that depends on your collapse. The universe is pushing you into a phase where the power inside you becomes louder than the doubts outside you. You will no longer feel drained after every conversation. You will no longer feel like you are holding your life together alone. You will no longer feel like you have to shrink to make others comfortable. The era of emotional compromise is ending. The era of divine self-authority is beginning. There is a future version of yourself that has already been created in the spiritual dimension. That version is wealthy in peace. That version is grounded in emotional maturity. That version is completely free from past karmic patterns. That version is energetically protected from manipulation. That version is deeply aligned with divine purpose. And that version is beginning to merge with you now because divine timing has caught up with your human timeline. There is no going back because you already opened a frequency that cannot be closed again. This is the moment you officially exit the timeline of delayed blessings and enter the timeline of accelerated purpose. Everything that was blocked is now unlocking. Everything that was stuck is now moving. Everything that was withheld is now being released. Your soul is not begging to be chosen anymore. Your soul is stepping into a reality where it is chosen effortlessly. Your worth will start magnetizing opportunities, relationships, connections, alignment, resources, assistance, divine favor, and sudden breakthroughs faster than you ever experienced before. And listen carefully because this part is extremely important. You must emotionally detach from every old fear that once convinced you that you were not deserving of good things. That version of you expired. The version of you served a purpose only while your spirit was in the season of learning. But now you are in the season of receiving. You are in the season of empowerment. You are in the season of restoration. You are in the season of accelerated manifestation. The universe is preparing to deliver something that will surprise you so deeply that you will look back and finally understand why everything had to unfold the exact way it did. You will finally understand why certain people needed to exit. You will finally understand why your heart had to break before elevation. You will finally understand why the delay was actually the greatest protection you ever received. You will finally understand why certain opportunities rejected you because they were too small for the destiny you were chosen to build. This is where your story begins rewriting itself. This is where everything you lost is returned in better forms. This is where your spirit stands in alignment with divine truth. This is where destiny begins honoring your resilience. And this is where Archangel Michael begins guiding you into outcomes that no human sabotage can interfere with again. And before this part ends, listen carefully. I want you to share this energy with your world because alignment multiplies when shared. I want you to comment your inner strength back into your voice because your words create spiritual momentum. I want you to subscribe to your higher destiny because we are building a journey that continues into every next revelation together. Don't skip, my beloved child. This part begins with a truth your spirit already feels, but your mind still doubts sometimes. There is a version of you that already exists in the spiritual realm. A version that is healed, aligned, valued, respected, elevated, and stable in every way you once prayed for. That version is not imaginary. That version is not fantasy. That version is not some far unreachable miracle. That version is a real you just in a timeline you have not physically stepped into yet. But right now, as you listen to this message, your soul is slowly merging with that future version. You are being guided into the direction that leads you straight into the life that always belonged to you. And the reason Archangel Michael said there is no going back is because your destiny already accepted the transition. Your life journey already crossed the invisible line between who you were and who you are becoming next. You need to understand how powerful this phase is. You are walking into a period where the things that once confused you will suddenly make sense without explanation. Your emotional downloads will start getting stronger. Your intuition will start sounding louder. Your internal compass will start pointing you toward choices that align with your highest timeline without you needing to overthink every direction. You will not need to chase clarity anymore. Clarity will begin flowing toward you. You will not need to force opportunities anymore. Opportunities will begin recognizing you first. You will not need to earn love anymore. Love will begin seeking you without you begging for it. This is what happens when spiritual contracts begin activating. This is what happens when you step into the timeline heaven originally wrote for your soul. You suffered certain lessons not to weaken you but to empty out the parts of you that could not carry the weight of your future blessings. The universe was not punishing you. The universe was preparing you. The universe was adjusting your internal capacity so that when blessings multiply, they anchor inside you instead of collapsing you. You cannot be the person who receives divine elevation while still operating from emotional wounds. The old version of you operated from survival instinct. The new version of you will operate from divine self-belief. A shift alone will change every result you attract. Archangel Michael is removing the residue from your past timelines. As you listen to this, every memory that still secretly hurts you is losing its energetic power. Every trauma you never fully expressed is slowly dissolving in silence. Every invisible weight that sat on your chest is beginning to melt away. You are becoming lighter from inside. And once you become lighter, destiny will move toward you faster because nothing inside you will slow down the manifestation process anymore. People will begin noticing this shift too, even before you say a word. They will sense your energy rising. They will feel your frequency becoming stronger. They will see a glow in you that they cannot explain logically. Some people will admire it silently. Some will envy it quietly. Some will distance themselves because they cannot relate to the new version of you anymore. And this is okay. The separation is not rejection. The separation is protection. The people who cannot walk into your next stage are being removed before the stage begins. The people who were never meant to be part of your elevation are already being filtered out naturally by divine energy. There is a reason this script feels intense. There is a reason this message feels like it is personally speaking to you because this is not just information. This is activation. This is not just storytelling. This is spiritual coding. Each line is shifting your vibration. Each sentence is preparing your timeline. Each moment you continue listening, you move deeper into the path you were chosen for. And once your soul crosses into destiny alignment, it never goes back into old energetic patterns again. Something you prayed for is closer than you think. Something you wished for is already halfway manifested. Something you gave up on long ago is still coming back. But this time it will arrive in a more powerful form than when you first desired it. Your tears were not wasted. Your waiting was not ignored. Your patience was not invisible. The angels recorded every struggle, every silent breakdown, every suppressed moment of disappointment. And they used those moments to prepare your upgrade. Nothing was random. Every moment counted toward the future unfolding. Now you will begin noticing synchronicities more often. You will begin seeing repeated signs, repeated numbers, repeated symbols, repeated emotional triggers that point you toward spiritual direction. You will begin feeling sudden breakthroughs happening without warning. You will begin sensing internal change before external change appears because physical reality always follows spiritual reality. The shift always happens inside first, then the outside world catches up. And right now your internal shift is happening at a level you have never experienced before. This journey is not moving forward slowly. It is accelerating. It is speeding up. It is unfolding rapidly because the universe knows you are finally ready to handle what is coming. You have earned this moment through every silent battle you fought alone. You have earned this next chapter through every time you trusted the process. Even when the process broke you mentally, you have earned this next timeline because you never allowed darkness to destroy your heart. You kept compassion alive. You kept purity alive. You kept faith alive even when faith had no physical evidence. And listen to this final part clearly for this section. Elevation becomes unstoppable when you decide that nothing behind you is worth returning to. You are no longer choosing fear. You are choosing destiny. You are no longer choosing pain identity. You are choosing divine identity. You are no longer carrying old emotional weight. You are choosing spiritual freedom. You are no longer living in reaction mode. You are stepping into creation mode. And creation mode is where miracles occur naturally, not occasionally. Your destiny is not preparing to move. Your destiny is already moving. Something huge is waiting for you, my beloved child. This next phase opens with a reality that very few souls ever get to experience consciously. The moment where destiny begins to chase you instead of you chasing destiny. This is the phase where everything begins flowing toward you in alignment without you begging for direction or validation anymore. This is the phase where the universe begins rewarding your inner evolution with outer confirmations. This is the phase where divine timing and earthly manifestation merge into one and everything begins shifting forward at a speed that feels unreal but also familiar because your soul always knew this was meant to be. You are not stepping into luck. You are stepping into alignment. You are not stepping into random opportunity. You are stepping into the scripted destiny heaven prepared long before you were even aware of your own mission. You must understand the reason this moment feels spiritually heavy, emotionally deep, and energetically intense is because your soul is now processing a timeline upgrade. Your frequency is entering a new bandwidth. Your internal energy signature is changing. You are no longer vibrating at the frequency of survival, chasing validation, or feeling unworthy of love. You are vibrating at the frequency of divine magnetism where what is meant for you begins appearing without force, without exhaustion, without self-sacrifice. The universe is rearranging people, circumstances, timelines, and opportunities around you so that the next stage unfolds effortlessly. This is divine orchestration at work. Archangel Michael has reached a point with your journey where he is not just guiding you. He is executing the new path on your behalf. Every interference is being removed. Every closed door is being replaced with a door that fits your future identity. Every hidden sabotage is being neutralized. Every karmic cycle that tried to repeat itself is losing all access to your emotional field. You are not just receiving guidance now. You are receiving divine enforcement. Clears throat, this means the next chapter is not optional. This means the next chapter cannot be blocked. This means the next chapter is inevitable. What is coming toward you is not a temporary miracle. It is a permanent shift. It is a shift that changes your emotional foundation. It is a shift that reshapes your self-story. It is a shift that upgrades your life path silently and visibly. And soon the people around you will begin noticing the difference even before you physically say anything about it. Because your aura is changing. Your energy is rising. Your spirit is stabilizing. Your purpose is activating. And your destiny is finally stepping forward to claim you fully. You have to prepare yourself for a truth that is hard to process. Your next blessings will arrive in forms that shock you because they will be bigger than what you prayed for. The love you receive will be more genuine than what you hoped for. The opportunities that come will be more aligned than what you imagined for yourself. The resources, connections, breakthroughs, and divine alignments you are about to encounter will not require you to sacrifice your peace to obtain them. They will not require you to beg for permission to feel worthy. They will not require you to pretend to be less than who you truly are. They will come to you because your vibration will match them naturally. This journey ahead is about receiving what you could never fully explain but always deeply felt. This journey ahead is about embodying the version of yourself that you always sensed existed inside you even when the world could not see it yet. This journey ahead is about moving forward without emotional hesitation because your spirit finally trusts the path unfolding. You are in the timeline of divine acceleration. Now you are no longer walking into your future slowly. You are being guided rapidly toward your purpose by Archangel Michael himself. You are entering a reality where your new blessings will arrive at the exact moment your soul is ready to hold them without losing yourself again. This time the blessing will stay. This time the transformation will remain. This time the elevation will not collapse under pressure. This time you are entering your destiny fully aligned, not half broken, not half healed, not half awake, but completely prepared. And before this part closes, there is one more instruction. If this message is unfolding inside your timeline, then you must anchor this frequency outward. If this story is activating your destiny, then let the world witness your elevation silently but powerfully. If this energy is shifting your soul, then allow others to align with this shift as well. I want you to like this. I want you to share this. I want you to subscribe so the next divine revelation continues to follow you because this journey is not ending here. This journey continues from one sacred revelation to the next one until your full destiny is completely formed in reality. As this awakening grows inside you, know that helping with this mission is not a joke. It is a sign from God. You can support this work through the link in the description or the pinned comment. Whether by buying a coffee, making a donation, or becoming a member of our COF community. By doing so, you become part of Jesus's plan to save souls who are still stuck in fog. Every seed turns into light that fights against darkness. If you water others, you will be watered yourself. Jesus says this is not history. It is a living promise about your future. Come into this moment with faith and a plan. What God has already planned for your life can be unlocked through your giving. My beloved child, this part begins with a revelation that will change the way you look at every chapter. You survived in silence. Nothing you lost was truly lost. Nothing that left your life truly abandoned you forever. Nothing that slipped away from your hands slipped because you were unlucky. Nothing that broke you emotionally was meant to destroy you permanently. The universe was removing the version of the blessing that was too small for the future version of you that heaven was shaping secretly. Everything that fell apart before was actually making space for something far superior, far more aligned, far more stable, far more emotionally fulfilling, far more purpose-connected. The blessings that are returning now are not coming back in the same form they left. They are returning in the upgraded frequency your evolved self is ready for. This is the cycle completion moment. This is the karmic balance moment. This is the moment when the universe returns everything that was spiritually promised to you. This part right here marks the universal settlement of everything you endured emotionally. This is where destiny delivers the compensation timeline. You have paid the emotional cost already through your tears, your heartbreak, your silent inner battles, your losses, your betrayals, your disappointments, your lonely seasons, your unanswered prayers, your silent faith. And now heaven is repaying the emotional debt. Every tear becomes a seed. Every struggle becomes a code. Every heartbreak becomes a gateway into elevation. Every painful memory becomes a spiritual currency that heaven converts into blessings, purpose, clarity, guidance, and destiny alignment. Archangel Michael reveals. Now you are entering a season where the universe begins returning more than what you lost. You are entering a season where the blessings enter your life faster than the pain ever left you. You are entering a season where your spiritual inheritance arrives with unstoppable force. You are entering a season where emotional closure arrives without needing apologies from the ones who hurt you. You are entering a season where peace becomes your default emotional state. You are entering a season where respect follows you naturally. You are entering a season where your new identity becomes undeniable even to the people who once doubted who you were becoming. This is not a season of small rewards. This is a season of divine restitution. This is a season of destiny fulfilling itself. This is a season where everything you manifested begins rapid physical translation. This is a season where you realize your entire past was a training corridor for the greatness that now stands in front of you. You are not walking blindly anymore. You are not seeking external confirmation anymore. Your spirit is now stronger than your insecurity. Your intuition is now louder than your old wounds. Your inner truth is now more powerful than the memories that once kept you stuck. There are blessings coming toward you that will shock you because you gave up dreaming about them long ago. You surrendered certain desires not because you stopped wanting them, but because pain convinced you they were too impossible to ask for. But destiny does not operate from your doubt. Destiny operates from divine timelines. And your divine timeline has reached the activation point. The blessings that were delayed are returning. The opportunities you thought you missed are returning. The emotional connections that align with your higher purpose are returning. And every single one of these returns will feel like divine accuracy, not coincidence. The universe is going to prove to you that alignment is not random. Your reality will shift in such precise ways that you will know instantly that heaven has officially stepped into the center of your timeline. You will begin receiving signs, messages, synchronicities, and sudden direction downloads that guide your choices. People will appear in your life that unexpectedly play a major role in your next elevation. Doors will open that you didn't even know existed. Conversations will happen that unlock a future path for you. Connections will form that accelerate your progress. This is the phase where miracles become normal. This is the phase where everything that once felt impossible becomes natural. The reason Archangel Michael wanted you to open this message is because the future version of you needed your present version to hear this truth before the physical shift begins. If you entered this new destiny timeline without knowing this level of spiritual clarity, you would not be able to recognize the magnitude of what was happening. And this timeline is too sacred to misinterpret. This shift is too important to misread. Heaven does not want you entering this phase confused. Heaven wants you entering this phase aligned, aware, stable, conscious, prepared, and emotionally balanced. So the blessings do not overwhelm you, but empower you. There is something else extremely important happening now. The universe is recalibrating your energetic connections. The people who align with your next chapter will begin feeling closer to you energetically even before you, clears throat, speak. The people who are not aligned with your next chapter will naturally begin feeling further away. You will not need to force these separations or connections. They will unfold automatically because destiny has taken full control of the energetic architecture surrounding your timeline. Some of the greatest blessings coming to you are hidden in routes you never looked in before. They will not arrive through the same channels you expected in the past. They will come from new directions, new opportunities, new faces, new circles, new environments, new paths. And those new paths will lead your life in directions that elevate your purpose far beyond where you ever imagined yourself to reach. This is not the season where you work harder to receive. This is the season where the universe works for you because your soul alignment has reached a frequency where manifestation becomes magnetic instead of effort-based. Your future is already organizing itself. You are not waiting for destiny anymore. Destiny is waiting for you to step fully into your new vibration. You must prepare emotionally. You must prepare mentally. You must prepare spiritually because what is coming next is not just change. It is transformation. It is a transformation that awakens your higher potential permanently. It is a transformation that closes every loophole from the past timeline. It is a transformation that seals every exit route back into old emotional patterns. That is why Archangel Michael clearly warned, once this message opens in your path there is no going back. And before this part concludes, you must be reminded clearly of one more thing. If you are still here, if you are still listening, if you are still feeling this message in your soul, you are meant to experience the next revelations fully. You are meant to continue this journey. You are meant to stay aligned with the instructions given to you, and you are meant to stay connected to this channel of guidance because the next parts will accelerate your timeline deeper. Like, comment, share, subscribe if you haven't already, so you do not miss what unfolds next. Watch next revelation, my beloved child. This part begins with a truth that your heart always suspected silently. Even when you never said it out loud to anyone, you were never built to live a normal, average, predictable, ordinary timeline. You were designed differently from the core. You were stitched by divine intelligence with a different emotional frequency. You were wired with a deeper level of spiritual sensitivity. You were chosen with a heavier level of purpose. You were prepared with a stronger inner spiritual backbone because your future was never meant to look like anyone else's future. This is why since childhood, your soul always felt like it didn't fully belong anywhere permanently. This is why you always felt like you were meant for something more than what your surroundings reflected back at you. This is why you could sense energy faster than other people. This is why you could detect intentions intuitively before logic decoded anything. You always carried this prophetic inner awareness. And now destiny is activating the reason behind it. You see, people around you never understood your internal design because your inner world was never regular. Even your pain was not regular pain. Your heartbreaks were not regular heartbreaks. Your disappointments were not regular disappointments. Everything you felt was amplified because your soul was connected to deeper frequencies that most people will never experience in their entire lives. You felt strongly because your destiny needed you to feel deeply. Not just surface level, but at a level where emotion shapes intuition and intuition shapes alignment. Pain shaped your insight. Pain shaped your intelligence. Pain shaped your spiritual radar. Without those internal constructions, you would not carry the divine accuracy you now have. Archangel Michael is saying this very clearly now. You were trained emotionally before you were trained physically. The universe developed your intuition before it developed your circumstances. Heaven strengthened your inner knowing before it allowed outer evidence to appear. You were guided silently in darkness so that when light finally arrives, you do not just recognize it. You know how to protect it. You know how to value it. You know how to hold it. You know how to multiply it. This next chapter of your life is not about seeking validation from the outside anymore because you already know who you are inside. This next chapter is not about proving your worth to people who were too blind to recognize it when they had access to you. This next chapter is about stepping into inner authority, inner calmness, inner certainty, inner leadership of your purpose. This next version of you is not reactive. This next version of you is intentional. This next version of you operates from grounded spiritual wisdom, not emotional fear or insecurity. This next version of you is not shaped by what hurt you. This next version is shaped by what awakened you. You must realize this very important truth. Every single person who tried to suppress you actually contributed to building the version of you that destiny now requires. Every time someone tried to silence your voice, it forced you to strengthen your inner voice. Every time someone made you feel worthless, it forced you to find value internally instead of externally. Every time people tried to leave you emotionally unsupported, it pushed you closer to spiritual support from higher realms. Everything that tried to break you actually built the identity heaven will use next. Archangel Michael is revealing something deeper here. Your life is not entering the upgrade only because blessings are arriving. Your life is entering the upgrade because you have become the upgraded version. This is the key difference. Blessings do not change destiny. Identity does. Who you are inside determines what you attract outside. And now your inner identity is finally aligned with divine purpose. Which means the external reality must now obey spiritual law and match that identity. Your steps will begin aligning automatically. You will make decisions with more clarity. You will feel guided without second-guessing your intuition. You will notice that hesitation is dissolving. You will notice that confusion is fading. You will notice that fear no longer has the same power over you. You will notice that your words begin manifesting results faster. You will notice that your presence begins shifting the atmosphere around you instantly. Because this is what happens when destiny takes full control. This is what happens when Archangel frequency merges with your life path. This new timeline does not need you to chase anything anymore. It only needs you to stay open. It only needs you to remain calm. It only needs you to remain receptive. It only needs you to remain aligned. Because the universe is not asking you to prove anything anymore. The universe is simply asking you to receive. Receive the clarity. Receive the alignment. Receive the divine direction. Receive the sudden breakthroughs. Receive the blessings that have been waiting on the other side of your pain. You are no longer the soul that is waiting for life to finally validate your existence. You are now the soul that life begins responding to with divine accuracy. You are the soul that becomes a magnet for what belongs to you. You are the soul that attracts what matches your spiritual design. You are the soul who rises not because of luck but because of alignment. Destiny is not waiting for permission anymore. Destiny has already chosen the next direction forward. Destiny is now claiming you in real time. And this moment is sacred. Don't skip, my beloved child. This part begins with a completely new inner shift that will start happening inside you very silently. You will wake up soon and something inside you will feel different without you trying to force anything. You will feel like your chest is lighter, your energy is clearer, your intuition is sharper, and your inner knowing becomes louder than every doubt that used to control your decisions. You will begin thinking differently. You will begin responding differently. You will begin expecting differently. You will begin choosing differently. And this shift will not be emotional guesswork. It will be the direct result of destiny finally aligning your human timeline with your spiritual timeline permanently. This is why Archangel Michael warned from the beginning. There is no going back. Because this last transition is not a hope, it is a divine activation. Your future is no longer ahead of you. It is merging into you. You are about to experience real-world confirmation in ways that feel supernatural. Something big will show up without announcement, a message, an opportunity, a connection, a direction shift, a breakthrough, or an open door that will appear with no logical explanation, and it will instantly confirm everything you have been hearing in these revelations. You will look at that moment and you will feel chills inside your soul because you will know that heaven already prepared it long before it reached you. You will not need to force it. You will not need to pretend. You will not need to doubt. You will simply recognize the signature of divine alignment in it. And once that first physical sign appears, the next blessings will begin showing up faster than you can mentally process them. This next phase is not gradual slow motion shift. This next phase is rapid acceleration. You are entering a timeline where you will not emotionally wait and see anymore. You will begin experiencing tangible results. Your intuition has already redesigned your energetic frequency. Now the universe is sending the physical forms of what your soul already prepared for spiritually. Your past identity would not have been able to handle this level of manifestation. But the version of you that has been formed through all these spiritual upgrades, emotional transitions, silent heartbreaks, personal healing, inner purifications, and deep transformational cycles. This version of you is fully capable of holding the destiny that is arriving next. Every door that closed was strategic preparation. Every delay was synchronized timing. Every betrayal was the removal of wrong people who would have ruined your elevation. Every heartbreak was a detour away from timelines that would have limited your divine expansion. Now the universe is responding to the new strength inside you. Now blessings are matching who you have become, not who you used to be. Now you are no longer receiving based on wounds. You are receiving based on alignment, and alignment always returns more than lust took. This phase requires a new type of emotional maturity inside you. You cannot react from old fear anymore. You cannot make decisions from old insecurity anymore. You cannot allow old emotional conditioning to shape how you receive new blessings. You must lead from grounded internal truth. You must respond through inner calmness. You must choose from soul alignment instead of trauma-based protection. You are now stepping into the timeline where you are not afraid of receiving what you once prayed for because you are finally ready to hold it correctly. And understand this deeply. The people who are meant for your next chapter will not drain you. They will not confuse you. They will not play with your emotions. They will not make you question your worth. They will enter your life with clarity, respect, alignment, intention, and emotional integrity. Your soul will feel peace around them naturally. They will match the frequency of your new identity, and they will be part of the path you are being guided toward next. Your purpose is about to become undeniable. Your inner power is about to become visible. Your elevation is about to become noticeable even from a distance. This time, destiny will not just shift your emotional state. Destiny will shift your entire life direction. This is the stage where heaven begins revealing why everything in your past happened exactly the way it did. You will look back and you will finally understand why rejection was protection, why delay was alignment, why silence was necessary, why loss was redirection, and why the universe waited until this exact moment to activate the timeline that changes everything. This is not just another phase. This is the permanent shift. From this moment forward, your destiny does not walk behind you anymore. It stands in front of you leading the way. The future is not coming toward you slowly. The future is here and you are stepping into it with complete spiritual backing from Archangel Michael. Last part complete, my beloved child. This part begins with the most irreversible shift of all. The moment you reached here, the spiritual realm officially sealed the file lock on your timeline. There is no possibility for reversal, no energetic path back, and no spiritual exit route to return to who you were before this message began moving through your consciousness. Your destiny has now crossed the point where identity, intention, purpose, and divine will become one synchronized frequency. This is where the spiritual contract you carried in silence becomes activated in reality. You are stepping into a future where everything that once used to feel like emotional hardship now becomes your testimony of transformation. This is the hour where the past loses authority to define you anymore. From this moment forward, only alignment shapes your direction. Not fear, not trauma, not history, not memory, and not attachment to versions of yourself. The universe has been waiting for this exact moment. There are certain blessings that could not be released until the lock was sealed. Because if blessings were delivered early, you would have subconsciously returned to old emotional behaviors, to old survival patterns, to old cycles of doubt, to old wounds that still controlled your decision-making. But now you have reached the threshold where emotional maturity meets divine assignment. Your inner power has stabilized enough to hold what is coming next without collapse. Your inner identity has evolved enough to receive destiny without feeling threatened by success anymore. Your inner purpose has activated enough to walk forward without needing validation from anyone else. You must now consciously understand this truth. The universe is rearranging the next 5 major chapters of your life in advance. Major alignments are being structured now. You will not understand them logically at first. People will appear in your life who carry keys you did not even know you needed. You will be placed into new spaces that you were not prepared for last year. You will find yourself a new internal emotional peace where your old triggers no longer activate. This is the evidence of identity shift. When your nervous system stops reacting to old wounds, that means your spiritual architecture has been rebuilt from the root level and you have now reached the stage where no previous situation can emotionally hijack your frequency again. Archangel Michael has been cutting attachments in your energy field silently. Even attachments you did not realize were still attached. You will know as people who once had emotional power over you suddenly no longer influence your spirit. Your words no longer sting. Your absence no longer hurts. Your opinions no longer shape your self-belief. This is because destiny is removing all emotional dependency from your energy system. Only alignment remains inside you now. Only authenticity remains. Only purpose remains. Only the future version of you remains inside your vibration. This message is not just telling you your destiny is moving forward permanently. This message is the actual moment in which your destiny moved forward permanently. This moment is stamped in the spiritual realm. Heaven is now protecting you from any regression attempt. If anyone tries to pull you backward, their access will be denied. If any habit tries to lure you back into old patterns, your spirit will reject it instantly. If any situation tries to recreate old trauma, it will collapse before it can even form fully. The universe is aggressively protecting this new timeline because your soul has now officially entered its purpose era. You are stepping into a new life direction in which your future does not depend on chance or luck or randomness. Your future is scripted, intentional, precise, guided, protected, and pre-aligned. There will be no wasted connections in this phase. There will be no meaningless conversations. There will be no pointless detours. Everything you encounter from now on is filtered through divine intention. If a person comes toward you, they carry purpose. If an opportunity presents itself, it carries alignment. If a path opens, it is the correct path. Your navigation system is now spiritually calibrated. Your intuition will become your most powerful guide. Now, you will not think your way through decisions. You will feel your way through decisions. Your body will become a vessel of spiritual signals. Your emotions will become accurate compasses. Your inner voice will become sacred instruction. And this is the difference between old you and new you. Old you questioned inner guidance. New you trusts inner guidance. Old you doubted the unseen. New you collaborates with the unseen. Old you waited for permission. New you acts from inner knowing. The next season of your life is one where your spiritual authority becomes visible to the world. People will begin recognizing your energy before you even introduce yourself. Your presence will shift rooms without you needing to speak. Your silence will carry more truth than other people's loud opinions. You will be the evidence that divine timing always arrives exactly when it is aligned, not when it is convenient. Do not worry about how everything will come together. That is not your responsibility anymore. Your only work now is to remain aligned and receptive. The universe will handle the construction of outcomes. Heaven will organize the sequence of events. Archangel Michael will protect the direction of your steps. You are not walking alone into the next chapter. You are walking with spiritual reinforcement. You are walking with divine authorization. You are walking in a timeline where doors recognize you before you even knock. And here is the deepest final realization of this entire journey. Your destiny is not something you chase anymore. Your destiny is something you walk into naturally because the you that destiny required finally exists. Now you are no longer a soul trying to become something. You are a soul that has become something. You are the encoded fulfillment of a written spiritual prophecy over your life. And now that you have arrived into identity alignment, manifestation becomes the natural result, not the struggle. Everything is shifting forward now. Everything is aligning now. Everything is accelerating now. This was the last stage of activation. You may now continue forward into the life that is already waiting for you. My beloved child, your destiny is no longer in preparation stage. It is now in motion. What once felt distant is now entering your reality as a continuous flow, not a temporary moment. You are stepping into a timeline where divine protection, clarity, alignment, purpose, and elevation walk with you permanently. From this point forward, a new version of your life becomes your permanent reality. Your old story cannot return. Your new story is already activated. Carry this with calmness, with inner power, and with certainty. You are chosen. And now your destiny finally begins in the physical world. You are about to enter your divine future. But remember, this breakthrough is not for you alone. Your testimony is the bridge someone else will use to reach their own miracle. Archangel Michael is inviting you to visit community through the link in the description or the pinned comment. Whether by buying a coffee, making a donation, or becoming a member of our community does not go to a channel. Your actions are supporting a divine mission to save lost souls. By joining our like-minded community, you are no longer praying in isolation. You are adding your voice to a global sanctuary where we discuss the Word daily and stand in the gap for one another. This is not poetry. When Jesus says, "Give and heaven will open over you" on this platform, every seed you plant turns into oil for your destiny, fire for your calling, and a hedge of safety for your family. Now is your time. Step into our community prayer wall. Share your heart. And as you give, watch God multiply what you let go of. Let's finish this journey together. Visit our community now. Join the family and see your heavens open before this story reaches its final moment. Receive this. You did not arrive at Michael's divine shield by chance. You were led here at this exact hour because heaven had something to place in your hands. Through the link in the description and pinned comment, you can step into the Michael's Divine Shield community. A guarded faith-filled sanctuary where divine protection is not a wish but a promise standing on the Word. When you join our membership tiers, you gain immediate access to daily devotions, spiritual warfare tools, and divine insights the world will never hand you. Inside Michael's Divine Shield, you will find guidance for every decision, unwavering covering on our prayer wall, and rapid movement toward the destiny already written over your life. Do not let this moment pass. Your breakthrough is standing at the door. And if you want to carry this covering into your home, our guided ebooks and Bibles are waiting in the pinned comment. Whether you join Michael's Divine Shield as a member or sow a seed through our resources, your presence shifts the atmosphere. Take the step. Your protection and your abundance are waiting.